So this is our completed mature sunflower fort. You can see that from a distance it looks pretty much like a large sunflower patch, and the fun of it is when you get up to it, the kids have these aisles to run and play, and as we go inside our pathway here, it opens up to a roughly 10 by 10 space in the middle. So only little snag we had is that the clover didn't come in very well. We ended up in kind of a drought later after this was planted, and I probably could have watered it a little more. I also had a period before I mowed down these weeds where the weeds probably shaded out and crowded some of that out. I just laid down more seed. We'll let it come up. And then next year, if I plant in the same area, I'll leave most of that clover and just plant, just till and dig and plant in the rows where the sunflowers need to go. But we recently had a party here with lots of littles. They had a blast in here. We laid down some quilts, brought in some of the patio pillows. They had picnics in here. They played, they ran. It was really lots of fun. Great space for them. If you have one of these at your home where your kids can spend the summer in, they'd really have a blast. We do have another party coming up, so our intention is to string some fairy lights in here because this one will go into the evening where it's darker. And, they'll still have this to run and play all night. I really think this will be a special place for them. If I were to grow this in the summer, I specifically planted this with this party in mind, which is in October. So kind of late for what you do with sunflowers, but that's how I timed it because we had these parties coming up. Next summer, if I were to do this, I think I would do the trick where you kind of tie some strings along. You make sort of a woven netting across the top, and you plant blue morning glories, and that gives it a sky canopy, which would also be lovely. But even in itself, this was a nice place for them where, they think they're hiding from the parents. We still could have good visibility, knew where they were. And like I said, they just really enjoyed this. So this is a great project to do with or for the younger kids in your life. And honestly, I probably wouldn't mind laying a blanket down and hiding in here a little bit myself. So just wanted to give you a look at what it looked like, finished product. I'm standing in the center. We've got the one cross lane that goes across, the other front to back. You could arrange this any way you wanted, with as many or as few openings if you wanted. You could just have the one opening and have this a complete circle here. But knowing that I had large numbers of kids coming, I thought it might be fun for them to be able to run through and play as well. So that's it. Look at our finished product. And the bees are loving this too. The birds will soon after. So we're doing lots of good for all the creatures of the earth, the kids, the birds, the bees, everybody. I hope you give this a try. I hope it's as much fun for you as it was for us.